Hey family, how you guys doing? Welcome to Phie.Love Intuitive Conversations. I hope you guys are good. Yeah. If you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And if there's any negativity, if there's any hate, please do keep that on your side of the street, okay? Won't be acknowledged. So, in this video, family, I'm being guided by Spirit to touch a little on, or rather, share a perspective, right? Share a perspective on energetic hygiene and awareness when it comes to us being aware of and protective of the bubble that we create around ourselves and our partners when we come into certain forms of partnership beyond friendship, right? Now, this is something that it's a thing that's in opposite sex relationships as well as same sex relationships, okay? When you come together, you both create an energetic bubble around one another. And this energetic bubble in the spiritual realm and the energetic and the etheric realm it serves as a kind of protection for the relationship, right? If you're both in agreement for this bubble to create and develop around the both of you, you both need to be in agreement, right? And for the bubble to be maintained and protected, you both need to, operate in a way that protects the quality of the bubble and the purpose that it serves, right? Now, being aware of this bubble that you place around one another, and understand energy knows no boundaries. So partner A or partner B can be on different parts of the earth, and this bubble will still exist, right? It doesn't leave until the both of you decide to sever, and that means you're both energetically and mentally, verbally, in the physical realm, deciding to making again agreeing to sever, to sever the bond or the tie or the coming together of the both of you. Now, depending on either partner's expectations and beliefs and whatever energy they hold within themselves, and ideas and whatever those things are, they all carry an energy as well that that is a part of this bubble they place over you, and a part of the bubble that you place over them with your own, right? You come together, you both have these bubbles around each other, and these energetic bubbles, the physical realm is a little bit, they have a tendency to recreate or create different versions of things that already exist in the etheric and spiritual realm. So you have things like tracking if your person is cheating on you, or tracking if your person is doing this or that, or all kinds of weird and silly things. Anyway, now when you become aware of this energetic bubble that you both have around one another, it's up to the both of you, within your own individual worlds, within your honoring of your agreement to be together, to protect this bubble that your partner has brought you into within their energy, and for your partner to protect your energetic bubble that you've placed around them and brought them into your energy as well, to be covered by your energy, and for them to also cover you within their energy, right? Now, there's a reason why when divinely guided relationships come together, I'm not talking about relationships that are, karmic and that just, happen and are coming together because you're both, resonating, your trauma bonding, and you're both resonating on a level of all your toxic and low vibrational habits and states of being, you know, or you're just together and you have an understanding because you've been through, that's trauma bonding, because you've been through the same bullshit together, you resonate because you've both been through certain experiences in your past, and that's the only place where you resonate, nothing else, right? Those are the relationships you have to grow from. But again, the system limits people's understanding of the energetic realm, the spiritual realm, and they take control of how, how we perceive and operate and bring together and decide to measure or live up to whatever their idea or whatever their projection of a successful relationship should be or look like. And it completely leaves out all the other aspects that are, huge contributing factors to whether a union that comes together and has an energetic bubble of joining that joins within an energetic bubble together, how successful it will be, how peaceful it will be, what kind of balance will exist or not exist within it. All the little things that matter, the things that should be considered, the things that actually bring awareness to actually equip people to deal with one another and their relationships from a higher perspective, and also value, value their relationships with one another more, with the different dynamics that are attached to being in a committed relationship with somebody. All of those things are kind of either withheld or they're distorted, okay, intentionally. So when you're aware of this bubble and how maintaining this bubble, the quality of your bubble, and protecting the bubble, your partner's bubble over you might also be a layer of protection, a layer of, how to say, marking territory, although for some people hearing that might send them off, but it's okay. I mean it literally and I don't mean it literally at the same time. So this bubble that you place over one another is, it's a certain way as well in the spiritual energetic realm to kind of ward, other threats and potential interferences off. However, it can only work if both parties are respecting this bubble. If both parties are showing a value and interest and respect for their partner's energetic state of being and peace, the moment these bubbles are interfered with, it starts bringing, in the subtle realm, in the etheric realm, in the energetic and spiritual realm, it starts bringing disruption. And it manifests in this realm as arguments, as insecurity, as doubt, mistrust, as an array of things that display someone is not feeling settled about the agreement you both have in place. Now, either some are conscious about this, others are not, right? Excuse me. So when the divine brings relationships together, there's a process both parties go through before they come together and place these bubbles around one another, for the very reason that these energetic bubbles and boundaries need to be, protected. They need to serve as a kind of boundary and protection for the next person's energy field and your energy field as well. And trust is built, the energy of trust between, the energetic field of trust and and commitment and peace and devotion. All of these things are energetic fields that you build around one another together while you're, actually existing in a place of consciously protecting your partner's energy and peace, and also energetically, energetically projecting towards your partner by thought, by action, by the way you conduct yourself with other third parties on the outside of your energy bubble. All of these things cultivate and grow an energy around you and your partner. Now, the divine will, when they bring divine relationships together, after a process, after each individual in their own, lives have gone through a process of healing, through a process of purging, have gone through a process of cutting off and dissolving old energetic cords and old old lover issues and partner issues and trauma issues and whatever it might be. Divine relationships only come together once these things have been mitigated. Once both parties are in a space of valuing and understanding their own energy and their own peace and their own grounding, and able to recognize in the next person that this is somebody who also values their own peace, their own energy, their own grounding, and clarity. These are all things that you grow into and you ascend into as you mature and as you go through the process and the pains and whatever stories it is you need to go through in the process of releasing all the things that don't serve you. Your perspective raises, you start understanding what it means to value peace. You start learning the difference between people who exist in a more mature energy and people who, are still in a less developed energy. You spot them out by the ones who are too fidgety, the ones who can't sit still, the ones who don't have focus, the ones who don't have, any direction, the ones who have issues, with committing and are still in a little bit of a in an ungrounded and undirected energy, right? They still need to work themselves out and evolve and learn how to face themselves and go through what they need to go through so they can align with the right person. So when you join with somebody, you want to make sure that the person you join with is going to respect your energy, the energetic bubble that you place around them. Because if there's somebody who hasn't grown into themselves, somebody who, still has a lot of cords, old sexual cords and ties, spiritually, physically, whatever it is, open with third parties, who's still in a mind of, requiring the energetic supply, assurance, and attention of the opposite sex or others on the outside. All of this is going to impact the peace and the balance and the quality of the energetic bubble that the two of you have around one another. I hope we're still together, right? The, intentions and actions and whatever it is that might come towards your partner from third parties will only be able to penetrate this bubble or the bubble that your partner has placed around you if you as an individual are not actively and consciously, reinforcing that and protecting it and honoring the commitment that you have made to one another, whether you're married or whether you're in a boyfriend-girlfriend, girlfriend-girlfriend, boyfriend-boyfriend relationship with one another. Now, if you're in that and and you're not somebody who actually, respects that bubble that's put around you, it's going to actually manifest in your relationship as imbalance, as arguments, as insecurities, as doubt. You're going to start, your because your energy isn't completely directed in that regard, focused completely to your partner is not going to feel secure. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. So it's not a far-fetched thing when they say that men and women, especially when they're having relationships with one another, when they're in relationships with another person, shouldn't really have close friends or open ties, shouldn't have close friends in the opposite sex, or open energetic cords and ties still with maybe old lovers and old people who they've developed cords with in the past. The divine will actively, separate you from all those past energies to close out and clear all those old energies and cords and whatever it is that you might still have open. How do you develop these cords? Through sex, through trauma, through family ties, as well as through, obviously sex if you're in a relationship with somebody, right? The divine will clear all these things out, allow for a sufficient amount of time also to pass, and for you to build appropriate energetic boundaries up towards these, up between you and these past energies, so that whatever divine relationships or relationship that you're guided into in the future is something that can actually succeed and prevail. It won't work if there's constant interference and constant disruptions on either side, whether it's the male or the female. If you've still got all these energetic cords and ties and unmanaged friendships and relationships with third parties on the outside, that energy, the projections, the intentions, whatever it is going to impact your relationship. So the divine wants you to really, if you feel like you're in a relationship that is, on the right track and it's growing and it's something that you believe is that has been divinely guided, protect it. Get right with yourself. Decide who is still necessary in your life, who isn't. Decide, are you building a life with somebody, or are you still someone who is of the world? In many instances, especially when you start moving into your spiritual growth and evolving, the divine will get you to a point where you'll have to choose between the old part of you that resonates with the lower aspects of you, or the new future part that you're moving into, that also a new partner and whatever else comes in that future is more aligned to, and the higher evolved, ascended aspects of you. Having both is, it makes things very, very, it makes things shifty, and it doesn't become a fair situation where maybe one person is abiding and, and protecting and respecting your energetic bubble and, your need and your want for peace and respect and all these things. But on this side of the fence, you're not respecting your partner's energy, and your partner will pick that up. And if they're not conscious about the energy aspects, unconscious about it, that's fine. It'll manifest as doubt, as insecurity, as whatever it might be. And maybe you're not even doing anything with somebody on the outside, but your energetic cords that are open with them, the projection of a male or a female's intention, if it's something that you're still receptive to. It's going to penetrate the energetic bubbles that you put around one another. So when you're joining with people, have it also be something that, when I say be picky, be picky with who you join with. Spend time getting to know people. Recognize, is this person actually going to respect me, my peace, and my energy the way they might probably want me to respect theirs? Are they going to protect me and my energy the way I'm going to protect them and their energy also? Are they going to have, the necessary boundaries in whatever spaces they might exist in out there when I'm not around? Does my energy only matter when we're together? Or does my energy also, is it also present with them? Are they in my bubble as well when we're not together? Because even, let me tell you, if Alfred is on the other side of the world and Phie is out here, thinking it's just party time and it's free for all, Alfred is not going to be at peace on that side of the world, because his energy that's here with me, the bubble that he's created around me, is going to be interfered with and have him sitting on the other side of the world, feeling imbalanced, feeling insecure, not at peace. Maybe he won't be conscious about why exactly he's not feeling at peace, feeling unsettled, insecure, and feeling doubtful of you, feeling like he needs to send you messages to check on what it is that you're doing. Then you start accusing him of being an overbearing person, but you're over here, violating the energy that he's covered you in, violating the protective bubble that he's also placed you in, violating his energy space, because now him putting his energy bubble over you means that you've become a part of his energy space. And you need to respect that as much as he needs to respect yours, right? And if you're both not willing and ready to do those things for one another, and also willing to protect your partner's balance and your partner's peace and grounding and peace of mind in the physical realm and in the energetic realm, then it's best you accept the stage of life that you're in, that you're not ready for such an engagement and a commitment with somebody, right? And be okay with the stage of life that you're in. It's okay. You don't have to always be trying to cling onto and attach to and live up to all the things that the system has spewed at you and made you believe that you're lacking if you don't have those things in your life. Detach yourself from those things, because they also just make your life more miserable than what it needs to be, right? Walking around every day, stressing and thinking about this elusive idea of love, attachment, and relationship that you're supposed to have, that aligns to what you've been, fed and brainwashed with in rom-coms and things like that. Deal with yourself. It's okay to accept the stage of growth in life that you're in, whether it's not, aligned to the worldly idea of what mature looks like and what established looks like. Be where you are, and you'll take the steps forward that you need to take, and you'll be aligned to the right people that you need to be aligned to. Again, not putting yourself in situations where you become stressed and you feel overwhelmed because you are joining with people who require and expect more out of you and your energy, and you can't live up to it. You can't meet those things, so you act out. You feel like someone is asking for too much. No. It only feels like someone's asking for too much if it's the wrong person. And you will only be looked at as, requiring too much if you're not with the right person. Okay? If you're evolved and you require more out of somebody, don't drop your standard. Don't drop where you are to align with something that is beneath you. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. It's life. We exist in different levels of understanding, perspective, needs, and, levels of being evolved, right? So, I think I've said what I wanted to say, right? I think I've said it. So, respect your partner's energy bubbles, okay? It's only going to benefit you in the end, and you're only going to create an environment and an energy between the two of you that is secure, that is loving, and that is, filled with trust and assurance. And I think that's what all of us would like at some point, right? I don't believe anybody who says that they don't want that, even within their friendships. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna pull a card. Today I'm being guided again to flower therapy. Yeah. Okay, by Doreen Virtue. And let's see what Spirit has to support our conversation, or give a nudge to somebody who is watching our video in a specific direction. Okay. Now please have one card, Spirit. Thank you. Balanced friendships. That aligns lovely. The flower is the gerbera, or the African daisy. Can you see that? So, and it says, your friendships work best when there's an equal share of giving and receiving. How lovely! Thank you, Spirit. That aligns lovely. Manage your relationships. Manage your energy bubbles. And again, if it's attention you're looking for, and that's what you're receiving from third parties, and what you receive from your partner isn't assuring and isn't enough, and what you receive from your partner and yourself isn't assuring and grounding and securing you enough, then you're not meant to be in a committed relationship with somebody. It's going to end up being chaos. It's going to end up being a stress and a trauma in your life. And when you're with your partner, you need to manage the relationships appropriately and release relationships appropriately on the outside of your relationship that can be detrimental, and bring imbalance, okay? And bring disruption to the energetic bubbles you have around each other. It's a real thing, and not respecting those and valuing them enough can lead to a lot of trauma between two people unnecessarily. But again, now you know better, you can do better, right? Let's see what the book has to say on balanced friendships. Okay, I got it. So, this card asks you to look at your current relationships. Like, how nice. Be honest with yourself. Are they nurturing, or are they draining and tiring? True friends are those you can call upon at any moment for support. They drop everything and come to your aid, and you do just the same for them. As a sensitive being, you have a desire to help others. However, people may take advantage of your generous nature by asking for too much. Ensure that there is an equal give and take. An unhealthy and unbalanced friendship will only bring you exhaustion. This card is a sign that it's time to let go of any unbalanced relationships and move into new mutually forgiving into new, move into new, mutually giving ones. Additional meanings to this card. Spend time with your good friends. You're attracting new friendships, or relationships are becoming more balanced, right? Also, understand that once you start focusing your energy and removing, they always say, once you go into a relationship, it seems like everybody who, everyone just starts wanting to come at you and get into your energy and get a piece of you. Why? Because when you move your attention into a relationship and you direct it towards somebody, that energy you were giving to other people, you're now directing towards something or someone specific. You remove those energetic supplies that, the energetic supply that you've been in the energetic realm through the cords you have with people, still giving out, Now you move that away, and suddenly people, they realize that something's shifted in the energy. Let me check in on what Phie or what Alfred are doing. In the spiritual realm, that's what's happening. There's a redirection away from them to someone else of the energy. In the physical realm, it manifests like a, let me get into their energy. Let me tap back into that energy. Why is there a shift that I'm feeling, consciously or unconsciously, right? Anyway, I hope this has resonated, and yeah, I guess I'll see you if it has resonated, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.